Seems like we waited for this moment since the beginning of time. In fact, we have. The moment when God himself would take on human form and come to the earth. It was a joyous occasion. All of heaven rang with songs of celebration. For God the Father sent his Son to redeem the world. The sound of the heavenly chorus was heavenly. Far cry from a few months before when only Gabriel was sent to announce to a young girl from Nazareth that the Lord God Almighty had chosen her to be the mother of his child. She was frightened. And immediately she wondered how this might be since she had no husband. Once it was explained to her that this child will be conceived by the Holy Spirit, well, she somehow seemed to understand. This was powerful stuff. In her world, in fact, the whole world would never be the same. Well, in time, Mary shared this news with Elizabeth, her cousin. She was telling her of the child she was carrying. She sang a song of praise that rings through all time. Joseph did as the messenger had said. He took Mary as his wife, remaining chaste with her until after the birth of the child.
The Emperor Caesar has hereby declared that all the world should be counted and taxed. Each man must return to the city of his ancestors.
So Joseph took Mary, who was great with child, to Bethlehem because he was of the house of David. It was a long journey. especially for one so close to giving birth. Yet we knew that this would fulfill the words of the prophet Micah.
But you, O Bethlehem, from you shall come forth for me one who is to be ruler in Israel.
The journey was certainly tiring. The couple could find no room available in the inn that night. All that was offered them was a stable. So it was there in the most humble of beginnings that Mary gave birth to God's only Son. She wrapped him in swaddling clothes. She laid him in a manger.
Away in a manger, no crib for a bed. The little Lord Jesus lay down his sweet head. The stars in the bright sky looked down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay.
At last, the time had come. We were God's messengers, and the greatest news of all was ready to be shared. We planned for this moment forever. And the music we sang above the fields nearby was even more glorious than we'd imagined. It all started with just one voice. But it didn't take long before every angel in God's heavenly chorus was singing. While shepherds watch their flocks by night, all seated on the ground, the angel of the Lord came down and glory shone around. Fear not, he said, for mighty bread, season troubled minds. Glad tidings of great joy I bring to you and all mankind. And all the angels say, glory, glory to God, peace to all upon the earth. Glory, glory to God, celebrate the Savior's birth. You in David's town this day is born of David's line. A Savior who is Christ our Lord, this shall be your sign. Heavenly venue there shall find in human to display. All safety wrapped in swaddling clothes, and in a manger laid. All the angels sing glory, glory to God, peace to all upon the earth. Glory, glory to God, celebrate the Savior's birth. And the angels sing glory, glory to God, peace to all upon the earth. Glory, glory to God, celebrate the Savior's
What child is this who laid to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping, whom angels greet with anthem sweet, while shepherds watch are This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard while angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him dawn, proclaim the song of
We had been the first to tell that God had come, Emmanuel. Then the most wonderful thing happened. The shepherds departed, telling everyone what they had seen and what they had heard. The good news was being spread right there and right there. As for Mary and all that had happened, there was so much for her to think about as she simply comforted her newborn child. his entire life. Never more so than that first holy night. Maybe that's why we hadn't noticed a star. He said, why he was their king. Yet he knew they would fulfill their journey to its completion. So he told them to return and tell him, once they found this newborn king. Of the child was meant for all, even these, the wealthiest of men. Messages across. That's what we do. So in a dream, we sent a message warning the visitors to return home without stopping to see Herod. Being wise men, they did precisely that. It was an amazing time. Really just a moment in the scope of eternity. But oh, what a moment it was. For in that moment, the birth of that child, in that moment, the world would be changed for all time. You see, God had set forth the plan that would change the course of human history during the brief life that Jesus would live on this earth. Becoming one of us, Emmanuel, God's plan of salvation had begun. This life, this delicate, precious life, would be given up for all mankind, sparing us what we deserve, offering instead the ultimate gift of grace. This gift found its humble beginnings in a stable, in a small village called Bethlehem. And from there it spread to all corners of the world. And it lives on in the hearts and in the minds of Christians. Christians everywhere. All because of the birth of one child. Jesus, the Christ.